Thursday morning, 7:25 a.m. So yesterday I was watching YouTube and this video came on. It was just something that showed up in the auto feed. It wasn't anything that I had subscribed to or anything like that. And I spent a couple of minutes watching it and I had to turn it off. It was a Snoozefest. And I know that it sounds funny that I'm talking about Snoozefests on YouTube when I'm a Snoozefest on YouTube as well. So I get how that could be funny. But at the same time, let me tell you a little bit about this. So I was sitting there and like I said, it came up in my feed and it, started playing autoplay. And I watched about 2 minutes of this video that was around a 20-minute video, a bit shy of a 20-minute video, but this guy was developing film and he spent more than 2 minutes explaining about the slight differences in the milliliters in mixing chemicals. He spent more than 2 minutes because when I clicked off at around the 2 minute mark, he was still going, talking about fractions of milliliters of chemicals when developing film. And I just thought, man, this is really boring. Like really boring. And I get that he was mixing the chemicals on camera and stuff, and he was talking through his mental process. I get that. But at the same time, I would rather him talk about the shitty convenience store burrito that he ate like 30 minutes earlier, and now he's got bad gas. I know that most of you probably wouldn't want to hear that, but at the same time, maybe some of you would. I would rather hear that than talking about fractions of milliliters. Listening to that made me want back those fractions of milliseconds of my life that I had given up listening to it. So, yeah, so that was kind of an interesting thing. And, YouTube is a weird place at sometimes, I think. YouTubers like that, content creators, influencers, whatever you want to call them, they often have thousands and tens of thousands of followers and, same for views and things like that. And sometimes I just really don't get it. I can't subscribe to those types of channels. Like, even if they have the occasional, like, really nice video, I still can't subscribe to them because I think about it and I'm like, yep, I am going to fall asleep to every video that they make. So what's the point? And as I said, I know this is very funny coming from me, who could also be considered a snooze fest by many. And, but that's just that's just what I wanted to talk about. And the thing is, like, I try to be honest. The thing is, I try to be honest on here and my thoughts. And I'm sorry, this may be a little bit strange, but there's probably a repeat there. But that's because my microphone went dead, and I had to switch out to a different microphone. So, and the funny thing about that is I'm probably not going to cut that out. I'm just going to leave that couple of seconds of pause in there for authenticity. Let everybody click off at that point thinking the video is dead. No, I don't know. Maybe I'll cut it out. We'll see. I try not to spend too much time in the editing realm on this. Basically record it and convert it and put it into the video to be uploaded to YouTube. That's kind of the way I work with this. But yeah, so back to the whole point of the story is YouTube is often a mystery to me. How channels can grow, and how some can grow and how some can't grow. I've seen some very good channels out there, very small channels that had nice content, and they remain small and are still small. And most of the people left. Like most people left YouTube. They quit it because they weren't getting the dopamine hits for the amount of time that they had put into it. And I understand that. I'm guilty of that as well. I have started YouTube channels and stopped YouTube channels multiple times over the years. It's just like a start, stop, start, stop. I go into it saying I'm not worried about the likes and comments and views and all of those little dopamine hits. I go into it saying I'm not going to focus on that. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just going to grow. I'm going to put it out there. People are going to find it, and it's going to grow. And the truth of the matter is that never happens. I put it out there. It doesn't get found, and it doesn't grow. And then I end up getting bummed out about it, and then I end up quitting. So that's what I'm fighting to not do once again with this. Now I recorded a lot of videos in the very beginning, and then I slacked off. But that was always the plan. I never intended to make this a daily podcast or video thing. It was always going to be when I had some time to turn a microphone on, sit down, and share a bit of my thoughts. And that's what I'm doing. So, sometimes there may be a few days or maybe even a few weeks between me doing a recording. It just depends on how I'm feeling, how busy I am. These days, I'm starting to get back a little more time, but at the same time, I've been waking up later in the mornings. We're in another rainy, I say another rainy season, but what I mean is we're in a season where it's just raining a lot. Like it's rained every day for pretty much the last 7 days here where I live. Not necessarily all day, but there have been multiple days where it has rained all day, like basically 24 hours practically. And so my mood has been down as a result. I've just kind of been like sitting inside, looking outside and thinking, oh man, I wish I could just go out without an umbrella. I wish I could go out without getting wet feet. I wish I could go out without feeling like I am still in a shower, but in a very hot shower. So yeah. And that's kind of the weather, how it's been recently. And I know that these podcasts, they're all over the place. I go from talking about YouTube Snoozefests to the weather. And that's just me sharing my daily thoughts and doing things one take. These are one takes. Like I said, my microphone died. I switched out. And yeah, that's what I did. So I'm going to wrap things up here today. I'm going to keep you guys and girls there at under 10 minutes once again. So catch you next time. Peace.